Welcome back to the Diamond C Customer Spotlight Series, where we talk to real users about real experiences. Today, we're speaking with Connor Sensabaugh, who runs Apex Trucking out of Ohio. Connor is a hotshot trucker who's logged over 150,000 miles with his Diamond C Fleet Neck engineer beam air ride trailer. Let's see what Connor has to say about those 150,000 miles, how it's been, customer service after the fact, all of the above. Let's take a look. All right, guys. Today we're here with Connor Sensabaugh from Apex Trucking LLC. Connor's based out of Ohio. If you want to give a little bit more of a rundown, Connor, of kind of what you do, what your business is, where you run, as far as on the map.
Yeah, I've been in the hotshot world for about 6 years now. I've owned and operated it for the full 6 years. Do a variety of things as far as hotshot goes, equipment, steel, medium duty trucks, just kind of whatever. And territory wise, we kind of stick to the East Coast, Midwest area. That seems to be the best for us. We have ventured out west and Florida, South Florida a few times, but majority of the time we're East Coast, Midwest.
Yeah, kind of wherever the job calls for, huh?
Yeah, it seems like with Hotshot regionally, it's kind of the way to go. At least on our end, that works best for us.
Sweet. Well, one of the things we wanted to cover is Hotshot, right? And your trailer happens to be one of the first engineer beam 44-foot air rides, that we built after we started the engineer beam concept and design. So I guess my question is, how in the world did you find out about Diamond C? Like, what got you to Diamond C?
I followed Diamond C on social media for years. I followed pretty much all the manufacturers when I was getting into the business. Just kind of nice to see what everyone's got out there. But really, when it caught my eye, I saw the release of the engineered beam. I think it was the trade show about 3 years ago or so. And yeah, that engineered beam, it caught my eye. It was something totally different that I'd never seen before.
That's cool. That social media is a powerful thing. Do you use social media at all for your business?
Yeah, probably too much.
Awesome. Well, I understand that you've run multiple brands over the years, over your years of hotshotting. How has, without mentioning names, let's not get into that, but without mentioning names, how has Diamond C stacked up as far as the service after after getting the trailer, quality? How has it stacked up? And you can shoot straight.
Well, I've owned. This is my fourth big gooseneck I've owned. Um, Now I've rented several other of all the brands. Pretty much all the big name brands. I've ran it. And with Diamond C, just the service and the customer service is just it's second to none. We bought what were supposed to be the best trailers in the past, and the customer service and the warranty is not what they say it is. We actually had the last one I owned, the $25,000 trailer, and they started denying warranty claims, saying we're overloading the trailer, this and that, and just fought us the whole way. With Diamond C, you don't have that. If there's a problem, they fix it. You get a hold of them, get a hold of your dealer, the problem gets fixed. There's no questions asked. And for someone that, I run Hotshot because I enjoy it, but it also has to pay the bills and feed the family. I need a trailer that if I have problems, we get it fixed, and it's not on my dime when it shouldn't be on my dime. So that's really been the big thing. Is just the customer service and the quality of the product. They stand behind it.
I gotcha. And that's good to hear. Because it's inevitable. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's a robotic made product or what it is. I mean, there's going to be, and it could be an issue, and it's just a matter of getting it taken care of. So
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna have issues with any equipment you buy, plain and simple. I don't care what it is, truck, trailer, whatever. They all have some kind of issues. And really, what separates the best from the rest, I guess you would say, is how they react to the situation and what they're willing to do to help you in those hard times.
sure, I got you. So since getting your F Max, it's a 44-foot, 16,000 pound axle air ride. Um, the as far as the length and the weight savings of the engineer beam, how has it impacted your business? How is it different than before? How has the design really helped out in your business?
Well, let's flip around and take a look at her now. Um, the big thing, the obvious thing, the 44 foot. At first, I thought that might be a little too much. The previous trailers I had were 30 and 40 foot. It always seemed like that was enough. But until I got this 44 footer, and this load is a perfect example, I fill this thing up all the time. That extra 4 feet has made me a lot of extra money, and I would have lost a lot of loads if I didn't have those 44 feet. Um, so that's really the big thing. I mean, I can just off the top of my head, I can think of dozens and dozens of loads that 4 feet uh,
Well,
saved me. I wouldn't have been able to get the load.
well, what about the weight distribution and the
Um,
overall weight of that trailer? What are your thoughts on that?
well, here's one thing. When I was shopping around at the other manufacturers, well, no one makes a trailer with a frame this big. Plain and simple. 18-inch frame doesn't exist except for Diamond C. But the weight of this trailer, I would say this and the other mainstream brands, this trailer would probably be almost a ton heavier with this size of frame and this setup. It just, you're talking about a 13,000 pound trailer. Then that doesn't make sense in the hot shot world, in my opinion. You're heavier than a
What's the
semi.
what's that one weigh?
11, about 11.3.
Wow.
And from what I've seen, just rough estimates. I mean, the manufacturers don't even really know what they'll weigh. I noticed some of them said these trailers would only weigh 9,500 pounds at 44 feet with the 15K axles, and it's just,
I hear you.
I wish they did, but they don't.
But
Now, a
how
big thing on the design of the trailer with the spread axle. First of all, people talk about the spread axle. It eats up tires. See if we can get in here. I don't know if you can tell, but those tires have over 100,000 miles on them, and they still look pretty new. So that's one
Gotcha.
thing I want to get off the board. But as far as the spread axle and the weight distribution, this trailer rides great and is very balanced. It does not put a ton of tongue weight on the truck.
I gotcha.
With my previous trailers, they just had a normal spread. If you put something heavy on the front of the trailer, the rear of the truck was overweight. You don't have that with this setup at
Sure.
all. I can put a heavier piece of equipment farther up on the trailer if I need to. It's very versatile when it
Yeah.
comes to weight distribution and where I can load stuff. It's coming in a lot of handy.
How many miles do you think, on that trailer? How many have you recorded?
We're at every bit of 150,000 now, and it's really, as far as downtime, it had a couple little things with the air ride. It was no big deal, but other than that, it's got a set of tires and a set of brakes and 150,000 miles.
Man, that's cool. Well, let's talk about the air ride a little more since you mentioned that. After running standard spring suspensions before, you're changed to air ride. This is your first air ride trailer. So, what advice could you give other hot shotters regarding air ride? Since you've got 150,000 miles on this one, like how has air ride changed the business for you, and would you do it again?
First thing being the obvious with air ride, there's air ride freight out there,
Yeah,
plain and simple. And when you get into those air ride loads, they're stiflers. They're going to check to make sure you have air ride on the trailer when you leave with the freight. But the big thing on my end is the ride quality. This thing with the shocker hitch on the front floats down the road. It is so much smoother than a spring ride trailer. And the fatigue on me at the end of the day. With these newer trucks being so quiet and so comfortable now, I feel like I'm driving a car all day.
mm,
And that wasn't the case with the old spring ride trailers. I mean, they beat you to death. And everyone out there that's had a spring ride trailer knows how those concrete roads will treat you.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, for sure. I hear you. When you're talking about heavy, equipment made to work. It's definitely helps to have a little air cushion. So
It makes a huge difference. I mean, I'd say, I'm just less fatigued. I'm much more efficient myself at the end of the day. And I mean, that makes a big difference when you're running these trucks day after day after day. I mean, it wears you out. I don't care who you are,
sure,
but the air ride definitely helps
I got
big
you.
time. I can run 600, 650 miles day after day after day, and it doesn't. doesn't wear me out like it used to.
Okay.
And I've been doing this long enough that everyone knows those miles start to wear on you after a
Oh yeah,
while.
it's hard on a man. Yeah. What's So what's next? You know, the kind of in wrapping up. You know, what's next on the radar for Apex? Like, you know, are you gonna just continue to do what you're doing, or do you have some plans for growth and change? What's the deal?
Definitely some growth is definitely in the future. Really, I've kind of over the years, I've really wanted to build my customer base very strong before I grew the business. And we're starting to get back to getting to that point where I need another driver. Like I said, I've been doing this about 6 years, but I'm just now finally comfortable with bringing someone on, and we have enough customers to support that. But equipment wise, we're tossing around some different ideas. I have a Ram 5500 with 11-foot flatbed, considering putting a 30-foot or so bumper pull behind that. We'd have 40-foot of deck there. I think that would be something a little different that a lot of people don't have. And obviously, goosenecks, we're tossing around some ideas. Obviously, going to be Diamond C, just with the quality and the weight savings of the trailers. Especially with that 5500 truck, I want something light and efficient because that truck already doesn't get good fuel mileage.
There you go.
So, the weight savings of a Diamond C really does dividends in the end.
Gotcha. All right, man. Well, hey, we do appreciate you taking the time and giving us your true feedback there, and we hope to see you on the road, man.
Sounds good. I appreciate it. This was fun. Let's do it again.
All right. Thanks again for joining us on the Customer Spotlight series. And thanks to Connor for taking the time out of his day to shed some light on his experience. Do you have a Diamond C experience to tell about? Shoot us your testimonial video for a chance to win some Diamond C swag. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram, subscribe to our YouTube channel for all of our latest videos, and we'll see you on the road.